Hi, welcome. I'm Summer. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. I like to go over true crime here, a lot of true crime, and eventually I do want to go over a little bit of mystery, maybe some weird true stories. So to start out this video today, it is a little graphic, so warning. So we have a Pennsylvania man, John Chapman, decided that he wanted to take his girlfriend on a cross-country road trip, convincing her that they were going to get married in Las Vegas. On this cross-country trip, 10 hours away from Pennsylvania, he decides that they are going to stop in Nevada. Instead, John Chapman takes his girlfriend, Jaime Feden, out into the desert and convinces her that he wants to do a bondage fetish photo shoot. And he convinces her to get changed, being naked, being tied up, zip-tied. Jaime Feden went on this road trip with John Chapman to Las Vegas thinking they were getting married and then would be house hunting after. At first, it was supposed to be a camping trip, but Jaime did not want to do a camping trip. So instead, John Chapman convinced her this was going to be a vacation, and they would be looking for potential homes, residents, so that they could live there after they got married. This was not John Chapman's actual plans. John Chapman wanted to watch somebody die. John Chapman's internet searches being how to dump a body, how to dispose of a body, and even him having a kill kit, which included duct tape, zip ties, and rope, I believe. And this was all before he lured Jaime into the desert and before they got to Nevada. John Chapman convinced Jaime Feden that this is part of a photo shoot that they're going to do, convincing her to take off her clothes and get tied up. Instead of taking photos, he duct tapes her mouth and he duct tapes her nose, and then he watches her lose her life. After this, John Chapman leaves Jaime's naked body in the desert and travels back to Pennsylvania on the trip, leaving Jaime's clothes in different areas.
Identified her remains in the desert about 80 miles outside Las Vegas.
A boy and his grandfather were in the area and found what they thought was the body of an animal, but as they came closer, they found that it was actually a human body. They had law enforcement come out, and the body was unidentified for a long time. And they never thought it was Jaime Feden because as far as Jaime's family and friends knew, she was still in contact with them. In November of 2019, Jaime Feden's family and friends finally did a welfare check on Jaime and her. Friends and family of Jaime Feden knew that there was a history between her and Chapman, not a very good history, more like a abusive history, and they were concerned about this relationship. And they were concerned that all they were getting from Jaime was messages. They were never actually seen. So when investigators actually go inside Jaime's house, they obviously do not find Jaime. What they did find was her cell phone, which I know you can forget your cell phone sometimes, but who really leaves without their cell phone nowadays? A lot of people, it's a lifeline. Investigators also found duct tape and zip. This was a red flag for investigators, so they tracked down John Chapman, and John Chapman actually comes clean pretty quickly, confessing. After Chapman is arrested, more comes out with friends and family that they were concerned for months of Jaime being with Chapman. They are asking now if this was all premeditated, since he did take her on such a long trip and that he did look up things, that dumping bodies, him having 2 days to be able to think about all this. Jaime Feden trusted this man, John Chapman. She was more than likely in love with this man, and she trusted him with her life. she trusted him to go 10 hours out of the way to go get married in Las Vegas. And then she thought that they were going to have a life together. They are saying that this is exceptionally cruel, that they thought that Chapman thought that nobody would be able to find the body. And they thought that by the time that people or investigators found this body, that of Jaime, of course, that it would be so exposed to the elements, to the desert, that it would be unidentified. Like, they would not be able to tell that it was Jaime's body. And he never would have thought that family and friends would have started acting suspicious towards him, wondering why they're not seeing Jaime. On February 2020, Chapman was charged with 1 count of kidnapping resulting with death. May of this year, 2024. Chapman was tried in federal court, which lasted for 8 days, and he was found guilty. His sentence was handed down on August 2nd of this year. He has been convicted and is spending life in prison. Thank goodness. How do you guys feel about this case? Me, I really feel bad for Jaime. She obviously trusted this man with her life, like I said earlier. And it just goes to show you that you really do not know a person. You may think you do, but you do not know a person. They could do anything. Jaime obviously had full trust in this man, and he manipulated her into getting herself tied up and left for her life. It's unfortunate. I haven't really seen this story a lot, and I don't know why. I think it should be really popular. This is a big deal. If you guys are still here, I'm really glad. Please be careful out there. Be safe. And don't talk to strangers.